Hello, so now we're going to be trying to solve some past questions that are relating to number base. So you can have a pretty good idea of how to apply the concepts that I've been discussing to tackling questions that are related to number base. So let's start out. So the first question, we are told to find the value of 1010111 in base 2 plus 10100 in base 2. So how do we go about this? Go about this number way, we have to write it out properly. So we have 11011 in base 2 and we're trying to add it with 10100 in base 2. So you should recall that in base 2, you can only have digits ranging from 0 to 1, 0 and 1. And if you have any number that exceeds 1, what do? You divide by the base to convert it, like we have been doing. So 1 plus 0 is 1. So we can write that properly. Normally, 1 plus 0 is 1. But here, 1 plus 1 is 2. So we have to divide that by the base since 2 is greater than 1. And this is equivalent to 1 and the remainder is 0. So write down the remainder, which is 0, and we'll take the whole number to the next place value here. So we have 1 plus 0, which is 1, falls within our range, so we can write that directly. And we have 1 plus 1, which is 2, which is more than 1, so we have to divide by the base, which is still equivalent to 1 remainder 0. So we'll write the remainder down and we'll take the whole number to the next place value. 1 plus 1 is 2, which is greater than 1, so we have to divide by the base. And when we do that, we have 1 remainder 0. So we write the 0 down and we'll take the 1 to the next place value. Since there is nothing here, we just bring down the 1. So we're left with 1001011. So that is the answer. So which option corresponds to that? Okay, yeah, so that is D. So the answer to this question is this. Let's move on to the next question. So now we are told to find the value of x and y in the subtraction below carried out in base 5. So we are given two numbers, this minus this, and we are told that the result is this, and this operation is carried out in base 5. So I'm going to write it out properly. So we have 4 2 4 3 and we are subtracting 1 3 x 4 from it, and we're told that the result is y 4 and we know that the operation is in base 5, so all these numbers are in base 5. So one thing to recall is that for base 5, digits can lie between 0 to 4. So this is very key in understanding how to solve this question. So as you will observe, this question is unlike what we have done before, and it requires you to have a good understanding, and that is the general trend with some JAMB questions, difficult questions. Not that they are difficult, but it requires that you really understand the concept before you are able to tackle them. So now we're going to try to solve through this with the normal concepts that we know. So we start out from here, we say 3 minus 4. This is impossible because 4 is greater than 3. So we borrow 1 away from here, take 1 away from here, and we are left with 3. And now what are we going to add? Since our operation is in base 5, we are going to add 5 to this number here. So we have 5 plus 3, which is 8. So now we have 8 minus 4, you have 4. So that is why there is a 4 here. So you can see that we are right on track. Now move on to the next column, in which we know that 3 minus x is equals to 4. Now if we think about it, x couldn't have been 0, because if x were to be 0, here would have been 3. X couldn't have been 1 because here would have been 2, and x couldn't have been 3 because what would have been here would have been 0 and not 4. So it tells us that x was definitely a number that was greater than 3. And when you have a number that is greater than what you are trying to subtract from, you have to borrow from the other side. So when we borrow or we take one away from here, we are left with 1. And what do we add here? We add the base. Since we are putting in base 5, we add 5 to what is here. So we have 3 plus 5, which is 8. So now we have 8 minus x to give me 4. So we can write that out, that 8 minus x is equals to 4. So if you make x the better formula, we can see that x is equals to 8 minus 4, which is equals to 4. So we know that x value that is here is 4. So we proceed. Now we move on to the next column and we are left with 1 minus 3 is equals to 3. So you know that 3 is greater than 1, so you cannot subtract from it. So you have to borrow 1 from here. And when you borrow 1 from here, you'll be left with 3. But what do you add here? As we've explained, you add the base number. So the base is 5. So we add 5 to what was there before. And what was there before was 1. So we have 5 plus 1, which is 6. So we have 6 minus 3 and you have 3. So that is why there is a 3 there. And finally, you have 3 minus 1, which is 2. So indicating that y is equals to 2. So we can see now from following the simple concepts of what we have learned, we have deduced that x is equals to 4 and y is equals to 2. So let's try to check out the options and we can see that yes, so that will be C. Question says you find x and y respectively, so that will be 4 and 2. So we'll go for C. So there are some points I would like to make, and first is you have to be really careful. Like now the question tells us to find x and y respectively, so choosing A 2, 4 will mean x is 2 and y is 4. So this will be a very big mistake that can be costly. So you have to try to read the question well so you can figure out the order of the answer. Secondly, you can try to put in your answer into the equation and see if it works out right. If it is coherent, it means that you are right. Also, sometimes you might have to solve some questions in which you are not able to deduce how to solve. So a way of going around this is to try to fix in the options. So by fixing each individual options, any option that is coherent with this equation is also the right option, only that will be a very long process in this case. Now let's move on to the next question. So we are told to write the decimal number 39 to base 2. So we have explained that to convert a number from base 10 to base 2, and I should say that decimal also means base 10. So we are trying to convert 39, which is in base 10, to base 2. And we know that to convert a number from base 10 to base 2, we have to divide by the base we wish to convert to. So in this case, we are going to divide by long division, 39 by 2. So we write that out and we have 39 trying to divide by 2. So 2 in 39 is going to be 19 and the remainder is 1. 2 in 19 is 9 and the remainder is 1. 2 in 9 is 4 and the remainder is 1. 2 in 4 is 2 and the remainder is 0. 2 in 2 is 1 and the remainder is 0. 2 in 1 is 0 and the remainder is 1. Second step says we write out the remainder in reverse order. So now we have 1, then we write this next 0, then we write this next 0, write this next 1, write this next 1, and write this next 1. So we have 1 0 0 1 1 1 in base 2. So which option corresponds to that? A. So the right answer in this case is A. Now let's move on to the next example. We are told to find x in base 10, which is equals to, we are told that x in base 10 is equals to 1 to 1 4 in base 5, that we should find the value of x. So these another way of saying what is 1 to 1/4 in base 5 in base 10. So we are trying to convert 1 to 1/4 in base 5 to base 10. And as we have explained in the lectures, we can convert from any base to base 10 by multiplying each of the digits by the base in increasing number of the powers. What do I mean by that? So we start out with the unit tens, we write 4, then we multiply by the base, which is 5 to the power of 0. Then we move on to the next digit here, which is 1, then we multiply by the base 5 to the power of 1. Then we move on to the next digit 2 to the power to the base to the power of 2, then plus 1 times 5 to the power of 3. So as you can see, the degree of the base is increasing 0, 1, 2, 3. In case you don't understand what we are doing, you can try to look at the video in which we explain how to convert from other base to base 10. So proceeding, this is going to be 1 times 5 raised power 3 is 125, then plus 2 times 5 squared is 25, then plus 5 raised power 1 is 5, then anything raised power 0 is 1, so we have 4 times 1, so we are left with 125 plus 50 plus 5 plus 4, which is equals to 184. So 184 in base 10 is equals to 1 to 1/4 in base 5. So x is 184. Which options corresponds to that? As you can see, option C. So the answer in this case is C. Now let's move on to the final questions we are going to be trying to solve. Here we are told that find R given that 6R7 base 8 is equals to 511 base 9. So if we look at this question, this is a classical JAMB question in which it requires you to think on how you can tackle it. The thing with JAMB questions is that you know how to solve them, you know the tools, it's just about applying them in the right way so you can get an answer. So if you look at this question, we are told that these two numbers are equivalent but they are in different base. So what can we do? We can convert each of these numbers to base 10, and when we convert them to base 10, we know that they will still be equivalent. So we convert the left hand side to base 10, and we know that it's going to be equals to the right hand side when we convert it to base 10 also. Now to convert the left hand side to base 10, we know it's pretty straightforward. So we start out by multiplying the unit term here, which is 7. So we have 7 times then the base, which is 8 raised power 0, then plus the next digit is R. So you write that out, R times 8 to the power of 1. Then you have plus next digit there is 6 times 8 to the power of 2. We know that that must be equals to, they'll do for the right hand side. We know that start out with the unit digit, which is this 1. So we have 1 times the base there is 9 to the power of 0, then plus 1 times 9 to the power of 1, then plus next digit there is 5. 5 times 9 to the power of 2. Then it's all about simplifying. So you have 6 times 8 squared is 64, then plus R times 8, then plus 7 times anything is per 0 is 1, which is equals to 5 times 9 to the power of 2 is 81, 9 to the power of 1 is 1, and anything is per 0 is 1, so 9 to the power of 0 is 1. So we simplify. 6 times 64 is 384, then 8 times R is 8R, then plus 7 times 1 is 7, must be equals to 5 times 81 is 405, 1 times 9 is 9, and 1 times 1 is 1. So I make a tab respect of formula. So I have, or have respect of formula. So I have collect like times I have 8r is equals to 405 plus 9 plus 1. Then I bring this other term to the other side, turn to minus 384, then minus 7. When you solve all this, it's going to give you 24. So I have 8r equals to 24. What do? I divide both sides by 8. So when I divide both sides by 8, I'm left with what? 3. So I know that what r is equals to 3. So which option is that? That is C. So the answer is C, which is r is equals to 3. So what I would suggest is that you go through these examples critically and you try to understand these simple steps that we have taken to solve it, and you should go through the past question and try to look for questions that are relating to number base and try to tackle them. Some questions will also be given in the next section that you can try out, and if you have any challenge you can try to use the forum. In the forum you can connect with other students and you guys can help yourself out to solve some of the questions. Bye for now.